to assist Sue in the efforts for getting this group together and organizing this year's event. So, ladies, please come up to the stage.
Good evening. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the recipient from last year's donation. It was, as you might recall, the Patriot Service dog. And I don't see the picture up yet, but in the top left-hand corner, there is a black lab, and I'd like you to meet him. His name is Morgan Stanley. And he is one of the really one of the things that happened over the year after we gave that donation. You could see the inmates with their other dogs, and they are still so thrilled about the donation that we gave them, and we still hear from them regularly. And their actual goal is to build housing for the veterans, and they're still working toward that goal, but we help them quite a bit along the way. So my other purpose up here is just to remind you of what a giving circle is. Basically, we have had a great year. We've had a lot more participation, but we're hoping for even more next year. So the process begins in around September, when we try to kind of pin down who our organizations will be. And then by January, we, all of the people in this room would receive an email and invite you to participate. And after you respond affirmatively, if you've read your email, we then send another email which provides you with the opportunity to vote, usually between two organizations. And we hope at that time you might go home and share that information with your spouse and cast your vote. So it's a simple majority. And tonight we're delighted to say that this year's recipient is Beyond Differences, and we are delighted to announce that they are going to be the recipient this year. I just wanted to mention one more thing before I ask Liz to come up. We will be having a breakfast tomorrow morning at 7:30 in the same room where the entire breakfast will be for all of the chairman club people, and we'll have a corner designated just for us if you would like to come and join us. So Liz, would you like to come up?
I would just like to say thank you to Morgan Stanley for this event, amazing event. And I also want to thank, I think I've been around for about 45 years too. I'm one of the old ones, but I've been a spouse, and one of the most impressive things I've seen is the fact that Morgan Stanley tries to take a large firm and make it into a smaller, more intimate group. And so this giving circle, that's kind of the intention, is to just get to know people more, and at the same time hopefully do something positive for others. So it's my pleasure to welcome Barbara Waxman, and Beyond Differences, we get to award them the award. Thank you for everyone who participated, and she will speak about Beyond Differences. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you on behalf of Beyond Differences for this most generous gift. And I want to take just a few moments to tell you a little bit about why this gift is so important, particularly at this time. Like everything, it begins with a story. About 13 years ago, I, like so many of you, was volunteering in our son's kindergarten class. And I was watching all of the kids, and one in particular caught my attention. She was just like everybody else. She was exuberant and playful and busy in only the way kindergartners can be. And she was also very, very different. Her name was Lily Smith, and she suffered from a cranial facial syndrome that was extremely disfiguring. Scott and I would talk to our son Matt, who was all of 5 at the time, and say, is everybody being nice to Lily? Is Lily being included? And he would look at us in all seriousness and frankly with some frustration and say, why do you keep asking about Lily? She's no different from anybody else. Well, from the mouth of babes, right? Flash forward to middle school, and Lily wasn't teased, and she wasn't bullied. What she suffered from was a precursor to all of that. She was invisible. Nobody noticed her, nobody really spoke with her, and she really suffered, and her family suffered from this sense of real isolation. Tragically, and completely unrelated to this issue, Lily passed away in her sleep when she was 15 years old. How did the parents survive this? I don't know. But Lily and Ace, her parents, made a courageous decision to take Lily's struggle public and do something about it. Why? Because this issue is so important. Because isolation, a sense of loneliness, may be our country's #1 health epidemic. Kids really suffer from this. Greg was talking this morning about millennials, and they are certainly in this group. I have a short video, then I'll tell you more about the organization, but the kids can tell you better about why this is such a problem.
I know what it's like to feel alone, left out, to not have any kids to talk to or sit with, to feel like you don't belong anywhere. No one sees you, no one cares, you're just invisible. And you feel worthless every day, every minute. Being left out hurts, and it can make you really sick, and make you want to disappear, get drunk, get high, cut yourself, anything, just so you don't have to feel the pain. Kids are struggling, and since we're the adults and leaders of tomorrow, this needs to change today.
Beyond Differences is dedicated to addressing this very problem. They empower, and the organization is only a little over 3 years old. They empower and train middle school kids to get involved and intervene in their own school communities to make it a better, healthier place. They initiated an extremely successful rollout of their No One Eats Alone lunchtime campaign. They've partnered with the Sandy Hook parents to make changes in communities. Thankfully, with this gift, it'll help hopefully all over the country so that tragedies like Columbine, Sandy Hook, and frankly, we're reading about them way too often, don't continue to happen. Last fall, they ran a social media campaign that generated 30 million tweets in one day. I'm proud to stand here on behalf of Beyond Differences and accept this tremendous gift. And I want you to know I'm proud of being a part of this community by relation to my husband, Scott. I want to thank you each for your support. I want to thank Morgan Stanley for providing this venue and donating additional funds. And for those of you who I've gotten a couple of emails and people stopped us to say, we didn't see the email, we understand there's this organization, is it too late? I'm here to tell you it's not too late. We have envelopes, if anyone chooses to donate at this point, at the registration desk. Come see me. It's never too late to be part of the change and make a difference. So thank you very much.
We neglected to tell you that we raised over $47,000.
We're just so impressed. I want to thank Sue, Barbara, and Liz. The management team at Morgan Stanley, all of Morgan Stanley, will also be contributing $5,000 to Beyond Differences. Congratulations again, ladies. Fabulous. All right, so now our Community Leadership Awards. Okay, stories about advisors, teams, and branches who are involved with local communities and organizations are passed around. We hear these stories on almost a daily basis, which underscores really the whole focus on giving back. It is a core value of Morgan Stanley. So tonight, we want to recognize a few of our colleagues that are truly making a difference. We'll ask the advisor and their guests to come up and join us on stage. They'll share their story, and then we'll present them with a $5,000 check with their charity of choice. So our first honoree is Bob Bancroft of Scottsdale. Bob, make your way to the stage. So as he does that, he's out there somewhere, I want to share just a bit about what Bob does for the Salvation Army Angels. So each year, Bob and his team coordinate a Christmas gift drive for the organization. They take wish lists from 100 boys and girls and buy everything on the list. And while they try to put a budget on things, that doesn't always work out that way. They buy a lot more. So we're going to share a video that really tells the story, and Bob will tell the story in his own words. Let's show the video.
The way I grew up, charity started at home. We started with the Salvation Army 15 years ago. Every year we would give out Christmas gifts to our clients. And so we would send out baskets of fruit or candy or whatever we thought was appropriate at the time. And people appreciate it, but these are people that have everything in the world. And so we were searching for something that would be more in the spirit of the season, that fit more with what we were trying to accomplish, and so we decided on the Salvation Army. Originally, it was 30 children that we chose for our gift-giving program. It was about 15 years ago, and we had 2 people shopping for 30 children, and it was a pretty big ordeal. So we were in the stores and trying to figure out where to put everything, and the people in the stores didn't quite know what we were doing, and then you graduate to today. We increased it to 120 children that we get holiday gifts for. Everyone liked the story around the office, and it felt good to participate, and we were begging people to volunteer at first so we would have the help. And now we get so many volunteers that we have more people than we actually need for the 120. What we do is each year we gather whatever items that the child wants and put that in a large sack. Salvation Army comes and picks it up, and they deliver it to the child. And we take the name of the child and the items that were on the list and put it on a card to our clients and make that gift to the child on their behalf. And it's amazing the things that the kids put down, because it'll be, they want a pair of socks or pants or something very simple. Everyone that's involved has children, and so we try to anticipate what else the children might want and put that in the package too. It's a responsibility, it's a calling for most people that get involved with charity. And so I think it's a matter of understanding your personal values and then how you want to display that. And I think all of us have more than we could possibly need throughout our lifetime, and so how do we give back? How do we make the world a better place? I have 4 children, and my wife Amanda. We do this every year, and they're all involved every year. It was a real side benefit to the whole program. As the children have been growing up, we've been trying to find different ways for them to be involved with charitable organizations, to look outside themselves a little bit. So when they're very young and they're going into the store, what are they thinking? What can I get for myself? Well, this is a situation where from a very young age they're buying presents for someone that they're never going to meet. And now they actually look forward to it, and then you step forward to when we're actually opening our holiday presents. We stop for a little while and reflect back that there are children all over the valley that are opening presents that they wouldn't have otherwise had.
walk away from the microphone and ask Mr. Stay to announce the next award. Rick?
Shelley. Thanks, Shelley. I'd like to invite John Coyle from our Western Long Island complex up to the stage, please.